Yeah, I definitely love the hospitality. I don't think I can imagine my life without being in hotels anymore. Many people they praise, especially when they get a good treatment, and I feel really like proud when they say that, oh, I felt like at home at your hotels. I love the energy of your staff, and I feel like that's good that I'm doing a good job,
Mhm.
even though I'm not doing it myself, but my team is doing it, and that makes me really feel proud.
Welcome to the Pay Me and Plane Tickets podcast, man.
Thank you very much for having me.
We have Manish Gupta, the CFO of, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, H2 Hospitality.
Yeah, you can. H is silent, so you can two.
Two,
It's a little
two
bit of
hospitality.
silent. Yeah, two. Yeah,
Perfect.
correct.
But you've been, been running this wonderful firm, CFOing for this wonderful firm for almost over 10 years now.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
effectively you're also based in the Myanmar the Yangon area of the Myanmar of
Yes,
Myanmar, right? Correct.
correct, correct.
Okay, give me the dirty download of what is it like managing financial operations or even just the operations of a hospitality firm. We all want to
Hmm,
know the secrets, Manish.
hmm. Okay. Well, I think it's about passion. I would say first thing is we don't we manage hotel operations for 10 hotels. So, and they are all in different locations. So, one of them is in, let's say, beach, then another one is in mountains, one is an archaeological area, it's a city resort around the lake. So, every hotel has their own challenges. But uh, all things boil down to the customer experience. So,
Right.
we basically have to focus on how we make our customers feel great when they come to the hotel, because we are five-star hotel
Mhm.
and customers generally pay us upwards of 100 to $200 a night. So they expect a lot in return, obviously. So we our job is to make sure that they are happy, and that is the messiest part of our hotel operations as well, because when you have that, you don't have a very clear path on what the customers are going to like, right?
Yeah.
It's a very unpredictable kind of scenario. Every day you are fighting in. You have issues with your staff. You have issues with your supply chain. Like in Myanmar, we are now. We can't buy the cheese here because it's not able
Oh.
to import. You can't buy cereals here, and the guests, when they come in the morning, they ask, go to the breakfast and say, "Where's my cereal?" We cannot explain to them that because of Myanmar has a supply chain issue, we cannot actually import them.
Right.
They don't want to hear that, right? They say, if you're running a hotel, you make sure I have a cereal in my breakfast. So the behind story is a lot of work. So you can call hotel call a symphony of a well orchestrated orchestra,
Yeah.
where a pianist is running, a guitarist is there, a vocal is there, and a violin is there. All of them are running in a single phase. So one of them goes off, is the music is not really ear worthy anymore, right?
Right.
So that's how the hospitality works. So you have finance. I mean, if you compare to a general organization, finance, HR, marketing, all those. It's very
Yeah.
basic function. But hotels have a couple of extra departments which takes care of customers. So, for example, like there's a supply chain,
Mhm.
which takes care of fresh deliveries. Every single day, you go to the market, you buy fresh things up, and then you bring it to the hotel. There is somebody who is receiving those products, because those people who buy, they are not responsible to clean it up, right? So then you clean up, you take out all the dirt, you pass it on to the kitchen. Now you have a kitchen department, which is responsible for cooking up, let's say, 100 people a daily basis. So there are a couple of peoples, there are a couple of guys there who are responsible for cleaning, chopping, and making sure the person who is going to cook
Mhm.
has all things ready for themselves. And then you have people who are cooking in, obviously, and then you have delivery people. So they will take from the kitchen, go to your
Right.
room, go to your breakfast, and then they serve it for you. after the you finish your meal, you have another set of people who are going to clean the pump, clean the area, clean the dishes that you have. So these are some extra things happening. And then there are general support staff, we call them stewards,
Mm.
which are needed in every single department because we have to keep our areas clean and tidy at all the times. There is no excuse that if you have, let's say, 100 customers coming to the breakfast and there's a few restrooms, you cannot say that, oh, they just somebody just passed, somebody just make a mess in the restroom, so it's not our mistake, somebody else mistake, right? Somebody, some other customer make it. uh, it's not an excuse. So you have to make sure that it's clean all the time. So you have to have a
Mm.
dedicated person there. His job is just only to make sure that that restroom is clean at all the times. No
Mm.
excuses, no
Yeah. There's
exceptions at all.
exactly
So
no exceptions, right?
it's a lot of moving pieces that goes around. And then, like any organization, you have a kind of bureaucracy also in hotels where finance is checking all the bills and say, oh, this could have been purchased at $50. Why you spent 70? So that is there as well. And then there's a HR when the department is asking, oh, I have tomorrow 100 customers. I need 10 extra people. And then HR will say, well, why you need extra 10 people? Maybe you can work with 8 or 7, or the cost is too high. So all those kind of things are happening as well. So
Yeah.
there are few pieces there. And then there are like marketing, it's general staff, marketing and executive officers who are mainly responsible for managing it. So if you break down in some like food chain, you have a general manager who is responsible for everything in the hotel. And then there are executive officers for every single department.
Yeah.
And then there are area in charges for every single location in the hotel, whether it's lobby, it's restaurant, it's restrooms, it's garden. Everybody has got one manager or a supervisor. And then there are usual rank and file staff, which are experts in their own things, for housekeeping, for turn down, for cleaning, and everything else. So, yeah, I mean that's how we manage. And if there's no problem in terms of disruptions, so we call it disruptions. It could be coming from supply chain nowadays. War is happening in many places, so that
Yeah.
happens. But otherwise, usually you get struck by only a customer complaint. So there may be a angry bird whose whose coffee is not hot enough or is not cold enough. So he's gonna hit around everywhere until he get his coffee made to the right place. So
Right.
yeah, I mean, that's a natural part of a hotelier job.
Yeah.
You have to face that customer, and also you have to make sure that your peoples are not getting offended as well,
Right, exactly.
because you cannot control the emotions and the response of everybody in the company. They are like at any given time there are 100 people, and everybody has their own mood, their own way
Right.
of doing things. So you have to have a manage between these angry birds and people who are going to face them.
Yeah. And
But
you've
that's
been
that's the lovely part of the hospitality. You are not only have to smile when it's happy, customer is happy, customer is praising. You have to smile, obviously. But when it's not like that, then also you need to practice and make sure you are smiling in a genuine way. That's a very hard thing. You can smile in genuine way. You can paste it, but customer feel it, right?
right.
And there's no point in doing a fake smile when customer know you are not smiling. So you have to have a practice of doing it from the inside, and that's very difficult. It takes
Yeah.
energy, and it takes a lot of patience, a lot of meditation, so to speak, to do it.
That's true. That's true. And you've been balancing this sort of this like it's always I was like looking at a hotel like it's an organism. There's so many different moving pieces you have to sort of
Yeah,
uh keep in place and keep in check and everything that you just mentioned, it has to be very seamless and it also has to
yes,
be um I would say like perfected to the guest experience. So we're like they're
correct.
not going to see sort of this noise that's like been going on in
Yes,
the background. Like, I'm
yes,
very sure like in your mind there's so many things happening at once but
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you beautifully placed it or like perfected it to where the guest doesn't experience that. My question is like for well, let's just kind of like lay the land a little bit. How many properties or how many hotels does Two sort of is responsible for in Myanmar?
We have 10 operating hotels at the moment. We have total 15, but five are closed because of the situation in here in Myanmar. But
Yeah.
yeah, 10 are still operating. And as I said, they are different size and different locations. So every one of the
Yeah.
hotel has their own different set of challenges.
And the reason why I just wanted to lay the land as to where or how many there are, because I wanted you kind of to break down how do you decide which property, or place do you want to either erect a hotel or develop or like I guess redesign a hotel? Like how does
Mhm.
that sort of pick and choose work? Because if you go stay at a if I were to go to Myanmar and I wanted to stay in downtown, maybe I stay in a particular property. But if I want to stay
Mhm.
maybe in the suburbs or maybe uptown, there's a different sort of thinking as to
Twice. Yeah.
that hotel. So break it down for us in that particular like how do you actually curate the hotels and where they may be situated?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So the answer to lie is in a your own vision. So let's say, for example, our hotels, our chairman, he's a local Burmese guy, but very visionary. So he picked up the locations where usually the tourists don't go, right? We choose locations which are far from the main tourist destinations, which are quieter but has a natural beauty to it. Plus, they are not that far away from the hustle bustle of the city. Because our vision is to build a place. Our vision was to build a place where people can come and relax. So, so it depends, right? If, as you say, you may want to stay in a downtown because you want the hustle bustle of the city. You don't want to walk a long time. You can just walk into outside and get a few things. So those places give you a different vibe. Where while you go onto the suburbs, you don't get the hustle bustle of the city. You don't get that much of convenience, but what you get is a peace. You get a natural environment. You get to see the local culture, so to speak. So when you want to do that, then you have to build. If you want to give a peace, a quieter place, and you want to make it in downtown, then you have to make the property so big that the outside noise is not coming, and that's really expensive because it's a
Yeah.
downtown, right? It's a city center. You cannot buy a huge piece of land in the city centers. Um, so that depends on what type of hotel, what type of investment you want to do, what type of customers you want to attract. So, for example, we attract mostly Western customers who are like foreigners
Oh.
who don't want to, who has money to pay. I can say like that, and who are willing to stay in a quieter area, who are there not to go into the downtown for the nightlife or to eat the street food, but they are here to explore the culture, which is nearby to the Myanmar. So Myanmar has culture, and culture doesn't sit in the city, right? They sit in the villages, they sit in the area which are very far from the main parts. So we like one of our hotel is in an archaeological area. You might have heard of Bagan Heritage. It's a
Yeah.
World Heritage site. So one of our hotel is in the middle of those temples that they build, and there are not many hotels around that. And our hotel, the land size is around 50 acres.
Cool.
So it's a very huge
Yeah.
property. And when you come inside the property, you feel like you're not in a hotel. You are like in a village. Because the rooms are built separately. There's a road within the things, and then there are gardens. They are separated by the gardens. So it's like in a city.
Mhm.
You feel like a small township. So that's how it is built, and that's the experience we are giving. So, but yeah, of course, the that makes the rooms a little expensive compared to a smaller size. So yeah, as I said, that depends entirely on the mission of the hotelier who is building it.
Yeah.
So if you are building a very high experiential property, you cannot build it in the city. You have to build it in outskirts of the area or very near to the tourist destination, very near to the attractions. But if you are building a business style hotel, you cannot build it outside the city. You have to build it within the reasonable limits
Yeah.
of the town, of the business centers, right? And then there are obviously smaller places like the backpackers and other things. They are mushrooming anywhere. They can be anywhere. They are very like location agnostic so far as they have a reach to the public transportation because
Got it.
backpackers usually use public transportation. They don't want to be living in an area where you cannot reach without a public bus, public train. You have to take a if you have to take a taxi, that's not a good location for a backpacker anyways
That's true. Right. Yeah. And I
because you
kind
have
of
a
can
spring
relate to
road.
that because I do love the city myself. And so I'm always
Yeah.
looking for when I do travel, okay, what is my transportation sort of um aspect to this experience? And so yes, I can understand that definitely as you're searching for the right property in the right location, you have to think about your clientele or at least like the guests that are going to be accessing that building or that property. And that's kind of what you're doing in terms of whether it be downtown and you actually acutely pointed out like, hey, if you want something that is um, more higher end, you have to go outside the city and a little bit. Yeah, I
Correct.
think you mentioned the place was like 50 acres. That is massively large.
That's massively large.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
but it feels like a village. It feels very homey.
To walk around there probably takes you around an hour already.
Right, right. Well, Manish, I have a question. So you've been doing this for 10 years. You've pretty much have a set blueprint and a balance of this whole thing. But can you kind of tell us a bit about yourself? How did you get into this business? Was this something that you wanted to do? Was this something that just sprung up on you out of nowhere? Because that happens.
Yeah, actually, that's a very spot on question. I didn't want it to be a hotelier. Definitely no. I brought up in Delhi, in a kind of like a small city where we never know about the hotel. We didn't go until I was like 21 or something into university. We never went out to eat in a restaurant. Forget about a hotel. I never know there is a thing like hotel until I was in university, and you will find it surprising. I also think when I think backwards, I think, oh, until the very late in my journey, I didn't know there is a something called hotel, like five-star hotel or six-star hotel or seven-star hotel. We might have heard, but we never pay attention to it because we never need to stay.
Right.
If we go to let's say somewhere into to in a tourist destination, we go and we never pay attention actually that, oh, that we are staying in a hotel, or because we mostly stay in dormitories in a public places where you share
Yeah.
the resting place. So we used to stay there. We never stay in a hotel. But when I was doing my CPA. Then there at that time I had to get a chance to visit Shangri-La Hotel in Indonesia. So that was my first international assignment, and what I was supposed to do a fixed asset counting job. In your like in a house, you have mattress, you have table, chairs, everything, right? In a hotel, also every room has it, and they never counted it. So my job was to count everything, make a list of it, and then give it to them. That this how many chairs you have, how many tables you have, how many spoon, fork, and everything you have. So I counted
Yeah.
entire hotel, and that gave me an experience. That gave me an kind of a wow experience. I say, oh, there is something called hotel, and it's so huge. In the Shangri-La in Indonesia, the Jakarta hotel was quite large. I cannot remember exactly how many rooms were there, but there were at least 400 to 500 rooms. And it's a massive
Wow.
property.
That's massive.
And that was a five-star. And I first time entered into a five-star hotel. I went to the room was new, the swimming pool was new for me. So it was like a very massive attraction. And then I went to the downstairs, and I see people are eating in a staff canteen. That was something completely new, and I was really attracted towards the organization. And then, but as I soon get to know about the hotels, how long hours you have to work, because on an average, if you are working in a back office like finance, HR, especially marketing and other things, you are supposed to work for around 12, around 10 to 12 hours a day is the minimum. If it's a decent hotel.
Oh,
If
wow.
it's your team is small, you might be dedicating like few managers
Yeah.
up to 14 to 16 hours a day. I used to spend 14, 15 hours a day when I was a controller, assistant controller in a finance department. Because not my juniors, but I had to stay because I have like responsibilities, extra responsibilities, or you can say extra pay as well. So that was a trade-off.
Alrighty.
But yeah, so when I get attracted, I was excited, attracted to say, "Oh, I should work in the hospitality," but people suggested don't work there because it's a hard work, it's a long hours, and the pay is not that much anyway. So I said, okay, leave it now. But there was some political crisis in India. Oh, sorry, financial crisis in India. You remember 2008 property crisis where a lot of companies busted, and
Mhm.
that time in India also there was a lot of troubles. So I said, okay, let's find another opportunities. At that point of time, I got a one of my old mentor. He said, why don't you come to Shangri-La in Thailand, in Bangkok? I will
Mhm.
get you a job there. You will get a good life. So I say, okay, let's go there for a couple of years. Until that time, the economy will be back, and then I will come back to the my own country in India. But then I stay there. I liked it. I spent around 7 or 10 years there. And I said, okay, at that point of time, I was thinking like, let's go back. But the hospitality never left me. And now I
Got
don't want to leave hospitality because that changed me as a person. You can say I'm accidentally into the hotels. When I was working in hotels, I was bought into the operations to see how the things are there, because unless you understand operations, you cannot control the finance, or you cannot do much in accounting department as well. So that was my learning experience. So I learned guest operations. I learned the meeting the people, and that was like a new kind of passion. So you when you start, you take marijuana for the first time, and then you get addicted to it slowly, 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 and that was like for me as well. Speak to people's, speak with the friends, talk to customers, understand their news stories, they are coming from where. In hotels, you get people from all over the world, and they have plenty of stories to tell you, right? They have plenty of questions to ask you. And you like when I started liking the sense of talking to people's and helping them, my juniors to grow in the career, and that made me stuck in the hospitality because it never let me get bored. In a normal job, you go to office, you have the same thing to do. You have a accounting. If you are in accounting, you do the accounting on a daily basis. At the end of the month, you make a profit and loss statement, and then after that, you do it every round it over and over and over. In hospitality, if you get bored, all you have to do is just step out of your office, go into the lobby, and talk to a few customers, and that's it. And then
Right.
either that will make your day or break your day.
That's a good way of putting it. Yeah. You know, but and also I would add to that that because the nature of hotels, you have different types of people and different
Yeah.
cultures and different just different backgrounds that are
Mm,
in entering and exiting the building. Uh, you're never gonna have the same day twice, which
correct.
speaks to your,
Yes.
if
You
you
can't
if
have the same
yeah.
picture. It's not like the boring same static picture. It's a dynamic.
Right,
I had
yeah.
a friend who was like, I mean, if I when I was in India, I only have Indian friends. But I started working in hospitality. I had an Italian friend. I had a Filipino, Thai, Indians, Chinese, all nationalities. A lot of nationalities were my friend. German. So I learned different things from different from them.
Mm. Okay, so yeah, and that's a good way to look at it. It's like when you got into the business, you got this explosion of different diversities and friendships
Correct.
that you probably wouldn't have connected with, or it might have been taking a longer time to connect with that type of background or
Mm.
culture if you were in a different industry. So is it safe to say overall you love the hospitality industry?
Yeah, I definitely love the hospitality. I don't think I can imagine my life without being in hotels anymore. Yeah, I mean
Okay,
it's like
okay.
that. It's like that. It's even if now I'm sitting in office, taking care of the chief finance and CEO role. I don't have to deal with the customers directly. In a say
Mhm.
that I don't have to deal their complaints. But still, I have because a lot of people who are my friends, they go to our hotels based on my recommendation, my face, and if they are not happy, they call me sometime in the middle of the night. Mr.
Oh,
Manish, I am having a problem. I'm not able to get a discount. I'm not able to get my coffee, or the bed is too harsh, or something like that. Or if when they come back and I meet them, then they give me their complaints. Oh, the food was not so good. But many people's they praise, especially when they get a good treatment.
yeah.
And I feel really like proud when they say that, oh, I felt like at home at your hotels. I love the energy of your staff, and I feel like that's good, that I'm doing a good job,
Mhm.
even though I'm not doing it myself, but my team is doing it, and that makes me really feel proud.
Yeah.
But yeah, when they don't say good things, I feel sad as well.
Yeah.
But that's part of life, right?
That's part of life. Yeah, it comes with the package, you know. You
Yeah,
gotta just
yeah.
either
It's a
either you learn from it
part of
or
parcel of
you
same thing.
gloss over it. Yeah. So when now you get to play on one side of the travel or as I like to say, the happiness distribution, travel
Mm,
distribution.
mm.
Um, but do you yourself get to enjoy some of the spoils of travel? Do you get to travel often? Do you travel often, or is it
I travel often. I mean, yeah, I travel often. I travel mostly to my own hotels as a
of
part
course?
of work and leisure. So for last 7 years, every quarter I go around, and most of the time I go by road.
Mhm.
So like on an average, when I do my quarterly travels, I you can say that I drive around 3,000 miles. If I can say that, that's the around in 10 days or something.
Yeah.
That my trip is like that, around 3,000 miles. I visit around 6 7 hotels in one go. So
Wow.
from one hotel, couple of days, then another hotel, then another hotel, then another hotel, then another hotel, and it's a part of the both visits. So it's a work plus leisure, and sometimes it's
Gotcha.
only leisure, purely leisure. I don't work at all. Even if the GM is coming and tell me the report or something, I say no, 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 please. I'm not here to work anymore. Don't give me any any work to do.
Right.
I'm just here to listen to the staff and enjoy the beach, enjoy the sun. So don't disturb me now. So yeah, I do travel a lot. I do
Yeah.
travel. Yeah, well, it's just 1 hour flight. So I went to Bangkok just last week.
Okay.
I be there, stay in a couple of days to just to see because sometimes you have to step out and stay in another hotel. Otherwise, you
Right.
don't know what's happening in the world, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, you kind of you have to get a taste of what other people are doing to kind of see how you can
Correct,
improve or
correct, correct.
if it's something that you want to
Yeah,
adopt for your own business. So that makes sense.
but
But
my travel now is changed
uh,
because unfortunately, I was traveling with my daughter, and then my daughter was saying, "Papa, I can see in your eyes when you go into the lobby of that another hotel, you are always comparing with your hotels. Oh, this hotel is doing like this, but our hotel are doing like this, and how we can do better, or how where they are better." So my mode of travel is actually changed drastically. So I tend to enjoy less now, but compare more.
no, that's the natural side effect of being a hotelier. From now on,
Yeah, that's the
you're never gonna walk into a hotel and not and turn that side of your brain off. It's always gonna be
yeah.
there.
And sometimes, like in my hotels, when I go, I don't want them. I don't want my hotels to treat me like a VIP. So, when I let's say finish my lunch, right? So I grab my own plate and go into the kitchen and drop it there by myself.
Mm,
I don't want the staff to take it, and
right.
that habit remains with me when I go to another hotel. And then I try to keep that, and then I realize, oh, it's not my hotel. They won't allow me to go into the kitchen.
They're like, who is this guy? What?
Or sometimes I have to find a spoon or something. So instead of asking the staff, I try to find I know because where it is going to be. It's going to be in the cabinet. So I open it myself and take it.
Wow. Yeah, it's like a sixth sense or something, you know?
Yeah, I mean that as you said, you cannot turn that side of your brain off
Right.
when you go to another hotel, and that's side effect of being a hotelier.
Right. No, I got you. Okay. If I were visiting Myanmar, what are the top three things you would recommend for me or even the listeners to sort of see? Like what's to eat? Like what's your recommendation?
Yeah, if you are coming to Myanmar, I would suggest you a couple of things to not try to eat Western food anymore. Try local Myanmar food. That's really good. I mean, I wouldn't say it's the super healthy because in Myanmar they have a cultural thing of using a lot of oil. But you can tell
Mm,
the kitchen don't use oil. But you must try the local delicacy. They have a lot of local delicacies. You must try that. So try the food for sure, right?
mhm.
Second thing, I would suggest you let's sometime you take a walk in the cities in the streets, but don't try to not go to the I mean you definitely want to go to the most famous pagoda. Let's say you want in Yangon. In Myanmar, we have a temple called Shwedagon Pagoda. So it's a major tourist destination. Everybody who come to Myanmar has to go there. But my recommendation always is that apart from that, you can spend some time there. Definitely, you want to go because you pay for coming and you want to look at the largest attraction, and that is the dome is made purely of gold. So
Oh,
that's
wow.
really an attraction. It's a good attraction. But you can go to the lesser known pagodas as well, which also have their own history, and they have their own way of doing things, where mostly tourists are not going, but locals are going, and they do their own prayer. They have their own systems, and their local shops are there. So that is something you should explore. In Myanmar, culture is really really strong. I mean, there is definitely a way to do it, and if you want to explore it, the best way is to stay around those areas and visit the unpopular destinations. So try not like off the trails.
I
You
got you.
don't go by the established tracks. So
Okay.
that is definitely doable, and Myanmar is good for meditation. So if you let's say you want to really bring peace in your life, you can join a monastery for a couple of days, let's say 2 3 days, and the monk will teach you the way of life. So meditation plus the food, what you should eat, what you should not eat. Even though the monks are mostly like vegetarians, they prefer vegetarian, but the food here is rich. It won't make you feel hungry, even if you don't eat the meat. You won't die. Trust me, I am living vegetarian for like 40 years. I'm still okay. So if you don't eat don't eat meat for a couple of days, no worries, don't worry.
All
The
right.
price of the meat will not go down
So you hear
because
that,
of
everybody?
oversupply,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, I think you should definitely try to be in a monastery for a couple of days. That is a life changing. I spend half day because I am actually don't need meditation that much. I'm a happy person by nature, anyways. But yeah, I still just want to experience the thing that they are teaching. And you just get curious with the architecture of how they build those things. Natural air is flowing in, it's cool, even though outside is hot, inside is cool. Plus, they teach you the meditations. I mean, it's a normal breathing,
Mhm.
walking, meditations.
Basically, meditation is huge out there in Myanmar, and
Meditation is huge.
food.
Meditation is.
Try
Food
vegetarian
is good.
food. You'll be good. You're not
Try
gonna
vegetarian.
go.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
what
yeah.
was the tourist
And
site that you
culture.
mentioned?
Shwedagon Pagoda. I mean, Myanmar has quite a lot of destinations. So
Mhm.
within Yangon itself, there is a pagoda that's called pagoda, the Buddhist place of worshipping. And then there is a gems market, stone. In Myanmar is very famous for the stone, right? Precious stones, jade, ruby, and everything else. So you can buy those things here from there is a market called Scott Market, or
Okay.
now they call it Bojok Market. It's quite famous. So that is good for buying precious stone. But
Okay.
you should know how to know the value of that precious stone. I don't know, so I can't tell you that. But peoples are get ripped off by paying thousands of dollars for a small piece of ruby, which is
Right.
not even true, which is not even
Real.
real one.
Yeah.
So yeah, just to be careful on that. But otherwise, Myanmar is pretty safe. You don't have to worry about the safety. It's just but as like any tourist destination, you have to be careful with the scammers.
Of course. Of
That's
course.
usual, right? But then there are, apart from Yangon, if you are coming, I would recommend your listeners to try the other destinations. There is a lake, a very famous lake here. It's called Inle Lake. It's very close to the China border, China and Thailand border. So the culture there is quite affected by it's a mix of China, Thailand culture,
Mhm.
and they have like fishermen who go around the lake. It's a very big lake. It's not a small lake, and they have their own way of rowing the boats. They row the boats by their leg. So one leg in the with a like with a what you
Oh.
call with the bamboo, and then they row the boat with that. And then apart from that, up you go up. It's a natural beauty. It's complete beauty, like outstation, hill stations. Plus, there is a Bagan archaeology heritage area, archaeological zone. So there are 1,000-year-old temples there. There are some of them are rebuilt, some of them are shaken by the earthquake. So the ruins are there, but still, it's quite a history. If you are interested in history, there's quite a history of that. And then there are like colonial are marvels there. They are still 120-year-old hanging railway bridge. It's not safe anymore. I mean, it's there, but the life of the bridge is over. So
Gotcha.
the train go at a very slow speed, and the bridge is shaking as well.
Oh
So
gosh.
the government is trying to build another one to close it for
Uh,
them, but for only walking may be allowed. But
yeah.
that because the life of the bridge is over. But yeah, there are options, a
Yeah.
lot of options for you to explore not only the Myanmar heritage but also the cultural, the colonial history of the country.
Okay. Beautiful. Definitely. So we have a pretty much a laundry list of things that we can definitely
Yeah,
do if we go visit Myanmar or when we go visit
and
Myanmar.
if you're, let's say, some of your listeners are interested in trekking and adventure, that's even like there are 5 day, 7 day tours around mountains, and they can just go trekking.
Wow. Yeah,
And
perfect.
it depends on the difficulty level that you want. So there are options. If you want like very high difficulty, you can go that high
Okay.
difficulty areas. And then there are usually bicycle tours happening around the place. So plenty of options in Myanmar. Plenty.
Okay, perfect. And Manish, what is next for Two Hospitality? What is next for yourself? What is something that you want to accomplish? And I know the year is still kind of fresh. A lot has happened, but the year is still kind of
Hmm.
fresh. What is something that you're looking forward to sort of to accomplishing this year?
We are actually bracing for AI technology now. So like Htoo Hospitality, because of the current political crisis, we don't really want to expand ourselves into another destination or something. So we are just trying to adopt the technology to make it easier for us to operate with a minimal number of peoples, because the talent here in Myanmar is also getting restricted, limited. The reason is because they are going away for different opportunities because of the crisis that is happening here. So yeah, we are exploring technology adoption for now, trying to look at the AI. So I'm doing a lot of research in AI by myself, exploring different tools, as well as I'm also developing our own by our own, because the when you buy the commercial tools, they become expensive, and they are off the shelf. They are, you have to customize them. So we are trying to build them our own, because we have a need of like 10 hotels. So we have a scale that we can absorb the cost of development. So that's what is happening now. But apart from that, we are always ambitious on our sustainability goals, whether it's environmental protection, whether it's diversity, whether it's enhancing the customer experience through local adventures. So, like as I said, we have quite a destination, and we have hotels all around the destinations. We have in lake, we have in mountains, we have in. I have one hotel in dead volcano. So we are now trying to inculcate the forestry experience for our customers, like a very rare kind of species of flowers, of herbals, of other things. So then we bring them around in the mountain, and because that's very fertile, very fertile, and a lot of endangered species are there. So we show them around, and then there's a good area for trekking, the for meditation and for wellness. So that's what is actually our focus in 2025. Wellness, meditations, sustainability. We will add this to our customer experience. So we hope the
Mhm.
customer experience is automatically taken care of, because service level wise we are already good.
Good.
Plus the technology adoption as well, just to personalize the customer experience more and more.
Okay. And I don't doubt you not that you aren't going to be able to accomplish that. I know that yeah, technology adoption is huge across the board in many different sectors. So to hear you say that
Yes.
just shows that you and your firm are definitely up with the times, up with trying to get into that sort of
Mhm.
into that realm of business as well, or that trying to enhance for the customer experience, that type of business as well. So that's definitely reassuring to hear for Htoo Hospitality. So okay, look, I know you have a night ahead of you. 'Cause
Uh,
you pretty much
yeah.
are almost the day's over. So on the podcast, we ask these like pay me in plane tickets kind of quirky questions to see where you
Mhm.
land, where you fall on our spectrum here. So it's a little bit of a pop quiz, but I think you'll do just fine. So let me know when you're
Yeah.
ready.
Sure. We can do that.
All right. So if you were to be paid in plane tickets, which airline are you choosing?
Singapore Airlines.
Okay. They're a solid. That's a solid choice. It's a solid choice. I like them too.
Yeah.
I like them
Yeah.
as well. This might be an
Or
easy one.
Emirates is okay. I have tried Emirates.
Yeah, because you're driving around mostly, so yeah, I get it. But
Yeah.
yeah. All right, this next one might be an easy one. When you do travel, is it Airbnb or hotel?
Mostly hotels.
Hotels.
Mostly
Okay.
hotels.
Okay. Okay.
Airbnb are actually good, but sometimes it's uncertain what kind of host you are going to get. So that makes it difficult.
Makes it very difficult to sort of uh predict your experience. Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if you are single, let's say, if I'm traveling single, then it's fine, it's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But a lot of time I found that Airbnbs are not that really, I mean, cost effectiveness. If you see, hotels are most cost effective in my understanding. If you take into account of the cost of travel from that location to the outside, unless you really want to stay in that particular area only, then it's okay. Otherwise, I don't really want Airbnbs. I'm a hotelier, so
I get it. I get it. Yeah, you got to stick with the family. I get it.
yeah.
Um, when you do travel, do you have a particular credit card or debit card you use for points or miles, or you just cash just like me?
I only have one debit card from my bank. I don't use credit cards that much unless I have to make some online payments because credit cards are advance payments for your
Mm,
future. You are spending your future basically. You don't have
very
the
true.
money, but you're spending it. So I would rather spend my debit card. At least I limit up to what I have allowed in my bank. So then I don't have to worry for the future.
That's right. That's the way to be. I'm on a mission to teach people that too. When you
Yeah.
do travel, let's say it's just you traveling for work or whatever.
Hmm.
Are you a check bag or carry on?
I mostly carry on back. I don't really like to check in because it takes long time to wait for the luggage.
That's
Just
very
want to run
true.
away quickly.
That's very true. Very true. Okay, and when you do get onto the plane, then our next question is, are you choosing the window, aisle, or middle seat?
Anyone, it doesn't really
Okay.
matter. What matters is who is sitting beside me.
That's a good way to look at it. Who's sitting beside you? Right. That's a good one. Okay.
So,
We talked about all the good things of travel, and obviously the travel sector has brought us a lot of experience and wealth of information. But do you have a travel pet peeve? Anything that kind of irks you about traveling?
travel what?
A travel pet peeve. So it's like an irritation when you're traveling.
Irritation. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, yes, you're right. Irritation is there, definitely is. One is a long journey you have to spend. But another
Very
thing is
true.
nowadays I feel is a lot of people are traveling. And there's kind of like over tourism in many destinations.
It's true.
Uh, People are like crowded a lot,
Yeah.
and that makes it sometimes irritating.
Yeah.
And many of the times, all the customers, all the travelers are not really very responsible in terms of the next customer who is going to be there. And they are like, sometimes they're noisy, sometimes they are messy, sometimes they don't care about the other people's. So that's makes it a little bit of irritation, but um, that's part of travel, I guess, and that's why I normally try to travel in the low season where
Yeah.
it's not like a big peak season where a lot of people are there, and it's not really low where you cannot see anything. So it's in raining you cannot do anything, right? So I try
Yeah.
to go in the middle of the thing. So it's not too much, but at least you can still enjoy. And the finance thing is that the ticket price and hotel price are quite cheap.
That's right. That's right.
You get deals
Um,
during that time.
that's a good point. That's a good point, actually. Yeah, that's a good point. When so do you have a favorite travel memory and what was that location?
Yeah, I actually travel to quite a few destinations, and most of the time I travel with my family. So it was like when I traveled to Hong Kong, we went to a few destinations, and my kids like enjoyed a lot. And we were in Disneyland, I think in Hong Kong Disneyland,
Oh,
and
wow,
there was
nice.
a 3D show going around, and my daughter was like very young, 5 or 6 only, and there was because it was 3D show. The some diamonds were flowing towards us at some point of time in the show, and she was like to try to catch them, and then she fall from the seat because she thought it's real towards her. So that still sticks with us. And then like when we were having a roller coaster,
Mm.
I'm scared of the speed and the height, both. So I didn't want it to sit, but my daughter said, "Please come with me. I will go, and I will take care of you. Don't worry." So we
Okay,
both sit,
okay.
and I was like scared to that, and she was okay. She said, "If I have to go again, I'll go again."
All right. Okay. I
Yeah, but
like it. I love that one.
traveling with the kids is really really fun. So I have a lot of travel memories.
Gotcha.
Every
Okay.
destination I go mostly is a memory itself. Because I believe to spend time with the kids, with the family, and they let them enjoy. So if they enjoy, no matter what is the place really is, and if they are not happy, no matter how beautiful it is, you may be in Eiffel Tower in Paris, but you may still not be happy.
That's true. Yeah, no, it's that's very humble of you saying that. Look, as long as that the young ones are happy, then you're pretty much content. But glad you had a great time in
Yeah,
Disneyland Hong Kong. That's beautiful. Okay, last one.
yeah, that was beautiful. Yes.
Beautiful. All right, last one. Where is your next flight?
Where is my next flight? I have a dream to go to Japan. I've never not that been in that country yet. I mean, and one of my dream is to be in European world tour. I mean, world tour. But I have been already in the Southeast Asian continent, so that's part of world is already done. So the west part of the world is not yet done for me. So I want to go into the European continent, African continent, and maybe US some point of time.
Okay, okay. Gotta come over here.
Yeah,
But
but that's my destination.
I'm with you. Definitely, me and you both. Japan's on our list. Maybe we should go together.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
definitely. You can come from there, and then I can fly from here.
exactly.
It's halfway around. It's halfway.
That's wonderful. Manish, I just want to say thank you for hopping on the podcast. It was just a wonderful time. You shared a lot of information about the industry, but also just about yourself and what's sort of to come for Htoo Hospitality. And then also you got to kind of give a bit of insight on to your sort of travel personality. So again, thank you for hopping on, paying me in plane tickets.
Thank you very much for having me.